The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, the Real Estate Roundtable. Welcome on 94.3 The Talker. I'm here with my co-host, husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you? You doing well?
Fabulous.
You're doing really well?
Fabulous.
Or you're just real?
Really real
Okay.
well.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we talk real estate. We have an excellent team of realtors who've been selling, listing, and appraising real estate for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and get a live view of Dunmore Corners and see what's going on.
It's a happening place.
Yeah, we get thousands of hits a month. It's really, I told you about the time there was people dancing out in the parking lot in front of the camera, and I went out and I go, it's on our bucket list. We live in New Mexico, and we wanted to be on the cameras. I was like, that's nice.
View our listings or search the MLS listings or listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com, where we also have all the podcast apps that we feature this radio show on after it broadcasts. And look us up on social media. We're just about everywhere.
You are. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You're everywhere.
Well, not everywhere, but we have a good amount.
Good. Yeah,
okay.
Good.
So we are a quality service pinnacle office this year. Do you know what pinnacle means?
At the top?
Yeah, Pinnacle's 2 years in a row with a 95% or above rating in customer satisfaction recommendation. And we are actually, our final score was 98%.
Wow, that's excellent.
Performance, recommendation, and service.
Well, you have a great office, so.
Yeah, a lot of exceptional realtors there. We have a wonderful team, and anybody coming into the business gets thoroughly trained. So we don't just put them at the desk and say, there's the phone, go at it, you know?
Right.
Okay, so how was your ride over here today?
It was fine. It was good. I was driving behind someone who was going pretty fast, and I was trying to keep up with them.
Well, okay, so here's what I encountered this morning, and one of these days I'm going to remember. From the end of my driveway over here to West Mountain, I'd like to count the potholes.
The potholes? You don't have, you'd need one of those clickers, you know what I mean? Every time you click, 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 click.
Okay,
click.
well, maybe I can find one of those because, I mean, it is pothole city.
Yes, it is.
It is awful.
Right.
I felt like
After
dodging.
the winter, they're everywhere.
What's worse? Like going into getting swallowed up by these, I mean, they're mammoth. They're huge.
Yeah.
Or getting into a head-on collision. Right. I mean, those are your choices in life. How about you, DC?
Wow. It's, you gotta, if you drive the same roads every day, you have to like learn where the holes are. Like, oh, I know this one's coming up. You really got to be vigilant about it and know when to start turning, or be like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to steer around this, so I'm going to have to hit the brakes on this, and then you have to release the brake pedal shortly before you get to the pothole. But that's a driving lesson for.
I love
for
when I
day.
get my front end aligned and then I hit one of those things.
Nice. We were in New York City the other day, and it was. I didn't know where any of the potholes were, and and I have Waze, and all of a sudden, I get a warning that there's a pothole ahead. So, and it swallowed up one of those smart cars. So,
yeah, it's like a game of dodgems out there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so fixer up or move in ready. What do you think buyers are choosing these days?
Move in ready.
Yeah, I say move in ready.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hippo Home Insurance did a survey. 62% of homeowners bought a move-in ready home compared to 28% on a fixer-upper. Now, fixer-uppers are appealing because of the price.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Price is always what sets how long a house is going to sit on the market.
And when they're lower priced, especially in this market, they get a lot of attention. But, a couple shows ago, we were saying there's people that shouldn't own a home, but there are really people that should never, ever, ever, ever consider a fixer-upper.
Right.
Right.
I look through the MLS all the times, and even the fixer-uppers, they're expensive. I mean, there's nothing cheap anymore.
No, you're right. But, you really need to know what you're doing in terms of construction, contracting, or have a family member that's willing to devote themselves physically to this property for the next
6 months to a year.
Right. There's so many, because usually when there's a fixer-upper, there are things that you can definitely see on the surface.
Right.
But there's always going to be that extra stuff.
Right. As soon as you start pulling off that sheetrock, you pull down those cabinets, you say, oh boy, look at this. It's been leaking for 20 years, and now we have to do the floor, and we have to do the studs, and we have to do the raft. Oh, it just goes on and on.
Yeah, so fixer-uppers, you have so many things to consider, and then the cost of the materials, and then if you're hiring somebody, of course, the labor. And if you think you can tackle it and you get into it and then you have to redo it, it's going to even be more expensive.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And are you going to be able to recoup the money that you've invested?
That's the other thing. You got to live there for a long, long time. So, one of the things that we did when we purchased our home, it was a 2-unit. It was a side-by-side double. And we kept it for investment purposes. We were able to collect really good rents out of it because each side was as big as many houses out there. So we had good tenants, and they kept up the property. And then one day we decided that this was going to be our homestead, right? Mm-hmm. And we decided to gut it and make it a single. Mm-hmm. And we had done our homework. We hired an architect who didn't do such a hot job, but that's another story for another day. Mm. And he did our floor plans that we ripped up. Anyway,
we did.
We how many contractors? We had 4 or 5
We
different.
had several come through, yes.
And we didn't go with the highest. We didn't go with the lowest. We went with the people that were middle of the road, and they really knew what they were doing. There was a partnership.
And I did a lot of the work also. So.
And even so, even with you doing a ton of the work, we went so over budget.
Yeah, we had a budget, and then we just doubled it. Oh, jeez. We just doubled it.
And here's what we said. We rationalized. We're very good at that. We said, well, the next time we move, we'll be going feet first out the front door. Right? Okay. So that made us feel really good about doubling our budget.
Okay.
Well, 20 years later, here we are. Now we've got our money back if we want to sell. So.
Yeah, but what happened 3 years later? What happened after we moved in, after all that work? 5 years, from start of construction to the, maybe.
Oh, yeah. We had new neighbors who
made life intolerable.
Yes.
So be careful. My message to our listeners is if you're going to tackle a project, purchase a fixer-upper, spend a lot of money, just know that you probably need to stay there.
If you think you have the perfect neighbors, they change.
Yeah.
And you can't control them.
Yeah.
No. Oh, my God, no. Okay, so across all the generations, Gen Z, 34% chose a fixer-upper, 55% said move-in ready was for them. Millennials, 34% were fixer-upper purchasers compared to 59% who purchased move-in ready. Gen X, that would be me, our generation, 25% chose a fixer-upper, 63% chose the move-in ready. And baby boomer, that would be you, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
as Patrick calls me boomer. Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. 20% fixer-uppers, 68 move-in ready.
Yes,
that
a
makes
lot.
sense,
That's
right?
what I did. I retired from the fire department in New York City. And from the day I retired, I started working full-time for 18 months in that house. That was my job every day.
Yeah.
What are the most expensive repairs on the fixer-uppers? Foundation would be number 1. Number 2,
Roof.
electrical.
Oh, okay.
3,
Plumbing.
drywall.
When we did our house, It's a big house, and we had the drywall guy come in. He told us there's 11,000 square board feet of sheetrock in the house.
Wow. That's a big number.
It's a big. Well, we have high ceilings, so
Sure.
and then we had to get
had
the
3
taper.
floors.
Oh,
We have 3 finished floors, and
Yeah.
above that third floor
is an attic.
is an attic.
It's a huge house.
It's a huge house.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. So what's third is sheetrock. What do you got after that? Anything?
You know, this doesn't make sense to me, but number 4 is ceilings. I would think that would
Ceilings
be
is sheetrock.
Right? Yeah, that's and then 5th is windows.
Windows are expensive.
Roof is not on that list, dear.
Okay.
But a ripoff would be very expensive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. How many layers we were walking in New York City?
Oh,
And we saw a house, and it was a little house. It was wedged in between these commercial properties.
and it's obviously from the 1800s.
Yeah, it was really old, and the roof actually had a dip in it.
A bow, a big bow.
Okay, a bow. Yeah,
Right, a
that
big
would
bow.
be right. And so we stopped and we looked and we're like, oh my God, do people live in there? And there were curtains on the windows and air conditioners in the
It
windows.
was occupied.
It was occupied.
And you could see there was like 10 layers
At
of roofing.
least 10
You could see it.
layers.
It was like several inches thick. And we're looking at it. I mean, it's only up on the second story. It's like, wow.
Someone's going to have that roof collapse on them when they're sleeping.
Yeah, you put too many roofs on. Yeah,
There you go,
that
that
gets
weight.
heavy.
Yeah, they're going to wake up in the basement.
Jeez,
Okay.
man.
Home ownership rates by state. Pennsylvania is number 14.
Okay.
So as of last year, 65.7% of U.S. households own their own home. And this is according to Visual Capitalists. So understandably, states with higher living costs and higher home price to income ratios had lower ownership rates, like New York. They're at 53.3% and California at 55.8%. The top 10 states with the highest home ownership rates are
Florida.
number 1, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
2, Delaware. 3, you want to take a crack at it, D.C.?
South Carolina.
Mississippi.
All right.
4, Maine. 5, Wyoming. 6, New Hampshire. 7, Michigan. 8, Minnesota. 9, Alabama. 10, Vermont.
Wow, that's
That's interesting.
yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
rather unexpected.
Okay. I think last show we were talking about ritzy glitzy tech gadgets.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Uh-huh.
So with James Caceres.
Yeah, and how they really don't sell their homes.
No, but if a buyer wanted something tech in a house, what do you think that they would want? Number 1.
Doorbell?
What's the
Thermostat?
fast internet.
Fast internet. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Doesn't that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, really, when you think about it, and there's some areas that,
It's not fast internet.
no.
I know sometimes when I'm driving through, places where I'd like to live, like out in the rural, out in the country, and I'm driving through and I go, wow, that would be a really nice place right there. That red brick Cape Cod I just
Yeah.
drove past on this nice little quiet country road with no neighbors. And I look at my phone and it says SOS. That means there's no cell phone service. Like, ooh, boy, that might be a tough
That
sell
could be
for
a
me.
problem.
It could be. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. I couldn't live like that.
Yeah. If you're reliant upon
very much.
hopefully getting decent at least home internet service, so you have something to connect your phone to, so you can do stuff and talk to people.
I know Pat's looking at me like he has nothing to say. He's thinking like, yeah, not when you're retired, you're not going to need it. And you're right. I'm not.
Right.
It's going to be like the old days when we used to go to St. Martin, and one of the best things about going there is you couldn't use your phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could only use it on the Wi-Fi when you were back at the hotel.
No,
now
last
they've changed that. Now
right. And then the Wi-Fi was actually good there, but it seems like when you go there, 1 year you could call out, and the next year you can't, and 1 year you have internet service, and then the next year you don't. So the last time we went, the hotel didn't have it. It was so spotty, the Wi-Fi service. We didn't have any internet service.
Yeah,
it was
but
awful.
But the cell phone service we had, so it was.
Yeah, but remember the year that we didn't have any Wi-Fi?
It was terrible. People couldn't get us. It was horrible.
It was horrible. But we would go to dinner, and they all have like.
When you go to dinner, you go to the restaurant that they have the
They
Wi-Fi.
have it,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you have to put in their password. It would be like crack at the table, like looking at our phones, and these people must have thought
I almost got-
Americans. These are
I was
Americans.
FaceTiming somebody from a restaurant. That guy wanted a fist fight because
Well,
that was
yes.
That's a story for off the radio.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was bad.
That was funny.
We still
It's
laugh
funny
about
now.
it.
It
Yeah.
was bad
He was
then.
not laughing.
I wasn't laughing.
You step back to the thing about retired and gonna throw the phone away and all that. I just remember back in the 70s, 80s. People would put the little vanity plate on the front of their car, and it says
retired.
it says no phone, no work, no alarm clock, but no phone, and then big letters retired. And I'm like, what? No phone? Why are you gonna get rid of your phone? And then we went to my family. We went to visit some folks one day, older folks than my parents were, and we went to their house. And I'm like, you don't have a phone here? You don't have a phone in your house? They're like, nope, we're retired. So like, wow, you really went with the no phone thing.
I hope you don't have an emergency.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
You don't have to call the fire department.
Run out into the middle of the road and wave somebody down. Jeez.
Oh, I dream of those days. I really do.
Sure.
It's like hitting the lottery. Actually, no.
Well,
not-
our son Patrick went to he's like 20 years old, and he ditched his iPhone and he went to a flip phone.
I've been hearing the Gen Z. What is he? Gen Z? Yeah, the Gen Z folks are like searching for simpler devices.
He said it was an absolute time suck. He said he would get into it and lose hours.
Yeah.
And he says he's got things to do. And
I've heard that.
Well, and he's in school too, and there's nothing more distracting. I mean, you get on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram.
oh, it sucks you right in.
And then it's like 2 hours later by the time you come to.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
It's like a drug.
It is. Well,
All right.
I purposely don't watch those reels because I know my personality, but it's just not something that I don't have all that time.
Right.
It's a luxury for me. But
All right. So give me some more statistics. You got really good statistics. What do you have?
well, so these tech features, you were right in terms of video doorbells. They're number 3 on the list. What would you think number 2 is?
The climate control, HVAC?
Smart thermostat.
Smart thermostat.
Yeah. Now, what do you have to say? I know Pat is very opinionated in terms of smart thermostats.
I like the hockey
He
pucks.
likes the
I like
hockey
the dumb ones.
Yeah.
I like the dumb ones. Because we had a heating guy. He says when you're changing it up and down, he says you're actually using more energy trying to get the room to a certain temperature from another temperature. He says just leave it.
Yeah. Very, very good advice. Yeah. Well, it's nice if you're never there.
Yeah,
the
and we
smart
had,
thermostat, right?
Remember we had the tech guys on a couple of years ago? They said that a lot of these devices that are called dumb devices are actually gateways for people with bad intentions to gain access to your Wi-Fi because they have no security.
Right.
And if you can gain access to the thermostat, well, you're on the network. And then do your bad stuff from there. So you have to be very careful.
I mean, in terms, we're very, I think, we're on definitely people that have some, I wouldn't say expertise, but knowledge in the technical world and in the technology end of things.
And then they stole my identity.
But
That's when I think that I have a little bit of knowledge.
But think about it. We're probably, our house is very basic.
Oh,
we
absolutely.
don't have one of those. Do you have one of those Alexa things?
No. No,
Yeah,
I don't.
we do
I
not.
I had to think for a second. No, I do not. No.
Yeah. And I don't even use Siri on my phone very much.
No,
There's
okay.
people that rely on it all the time.
Yeah. I did a search looking for rims for a car, and all of a sudden on Facebook, boom, it's popping up all these different rims for cars. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's all interconnected.
All the apps have access to each other.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, what do they call that? Mining.
Data mining.
Data mining.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There is a popular 2000s kitchen feature that was once like the thing that is officially outdated. You want to take a stab at this?
The refrigerator?
No, you need a refrigerator.
No, but they have the data. They had the refrigerator that had the screen on it that would have, you're to do, we need eggs, we need this.
Oh,
and
yeah. No. This is a feature like the part of the kitchen that people did.
Toaster ovens?
It's not an appliance.
Oh,
it's part of
really?
the decor.
Oh, I'm out. I don't know. What
So
got,
do you remember? Do you want to think about this and let me know what you think?
Let's see. I can't think of this.
In the design world, they're saying like white has peaked. The
Okay.
white kitchens have peaked.
Okay.
But this feature was above the stove. And it was an elaborate picture that like a vase with flowers all tiled, that picture frame that designers
What, the hood
did.
over the...
No, the hood would be above that. So it would be the wall behind the stove area.
Yeah.
And it was framed. Sometimes there was a picture like a
Not in my house.
No. But this was back in the early 2000s. A lot of people did it, and so it's called a picture frame backsplash.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. So this is radio, so we can't do a visual.
Right, of course.
But just picture the tiles creating something.
Yes, I understand.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like a mosaic.
Mosaic.
Yes.
That's the word I was thinking.
Yes. So they're out there. This is according to
Okay. All right.
Someone.
the spruce.
The spruce.
The
Okay.
spruce.
The spruce.
As long as
This
it's not
is
the
an
Babylon
online-
Bee. As long
Yeah,
as...
no, it's the digital. It's a digital. I get daily emails from the spruce. I love it. It's
Okay.
great stuff.
Good.
All right.
All right.
We have a special sponsor this week, Cadden Brothers. Cadden Brothers Moving and Storage has proudly served our community for over 90 years. They have a reputation built on reliability, professionalism, and customer-first service. They continue to grow, and they're excited to offer the same trusted experience through Cadden Brothers Junk Removal, which provides fast, dependable clean-outs, furniture, and appliance removal. Through Cadden Brothers Junk Removal, which provides fast, dependable clean-outs, furniture, and appliance removal, and full-service hauling. They're locally owned, committed to quality, and always offer free estimates to make the process simple. It's stress-free for all their customers. Contact Cadden Brothers Moving, Storage, and or Junk Removal at 570-489-4005 or visit Cadden Bros Moving. That's CADDENBROS moving.com. Keep tuned in to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll return after a quick break.
Home. It's more than just walls and a roof. It's where laughter echoes, where memories are made, and where life truly happens. At Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, we know that finding the right home isn't just about real estate. It's about finding your place in the world. With trusted agents, unmatched experience, and a commitment to your dreams, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Because at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, we're not just selling houses, we're delivering the joy of home. Find your perfect home today. Call 570-344-6724 or go to jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Dream big. Move boldly. Each Century 21 office is independently owned and operated.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
Yes, and we're back, and we have DC, our producer, is with us today.
Our Chief Editing Officer, CEO.
CEO.
At least in this studio.
At that microphone, you are.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about issues and topics that matter to homeowners, buyers, and sellers. And we break it all down. Today, it is a conversation just covering about everything.
Yeah.
Recent movers most regret budgeting mistakes.
Budget? What's that?
Yeah, we blew ours, right?
What's that? I've heard about this thing. Well, the budget.
Set yourself a limit for spending what?
Yeah, and so this is according to Sparefoot. They did a survey. And so nearly 1 in 5 who moved exceeded their budget by $1,000. So we're not the only ones, right? The top financial stressors that complicated moving. Number 1 would be inflation, rising prices, right? 2, a lot of people overpaid because of a bidding war.
Yes.
3, limited affordable housing options. Despite these roadblocks, a lot of people are still motivated to move. Gen Z is the most motivated. Gen X, then baby boomers next. And so work life was the least motivating factors for all generations. Most wanted to be next to family,
Okay.
closer to family. So recent movers reported that the top emotional and lifestyle costs of moving were, number 1, loss of routines. It takes a while to get back into a routine.
Yeah, I do. I like my routine.
Stress, anxiety, burnout, because in addition to everything else, you've got to coordinate this move, right?
Well, that's why you got to call Cadden Brothers so they can move everything for you.
I'll tell you.
That's a shameless plug.
Oh, yeah. That's seriously.
No, but those guys are good. Yeah. When we were moving, it was boom, just make the call. They come. And it's like magic. You turn around and you go to the new house and everything's there.
Wow. That's great.
And my back doesn't hurt.
I couldn't keep up with them.
Right.
No, I couldn't. And I had everything marked where it went and they knew. So they, but boom, they were all business in and out.
Yeah, and they didn't damage the walls or anything. They were good.
Nice.
A lot of people felt they traded lifestyle for affordability. And that caused conflicts between their partner. And
I couldn't understand that. I didn't have a conflict with my partner.
Never. Just one ongoing long discussion.
No, yeah, never.
And number 5, isolation. So after they moved, they felt isolated.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So it takes a while to get in the groove.
I would like to be isolated down at the shore, sitting on the beach. That's what I would like.
That's for retired folks.
Well, that's what my license plate says.
Yeah. That's for retired. Someday. Yeah.
The clock is ticking. Remember that from my cousin Vinny? My biological clock is ticking.
That was a great movie. I loved that movie. All right. One more thing to think about.
Let me ask you something, Jackie.
Yes.
Let's go off track. So this train that's supposedly coming to Scranton.
And has been for how long
but
now?
it just cleared another hurdle. So supposedly it'll be here in 2 or 3 years. How do you think it's going to affect the local real estate market? What do you think is going to be the trend?
I think there's already people here anticipating this. A lot of investors from New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia.
I see that downtown also. A lot of the industrial spaces they've turned into lofts, and they rent these out, and they're getting pretty good money, and it's attracting a different kind of person.
Well, how long ago? It wasn't too long ago that when you drove through the city of Scranton, it was considered depressed, and you got depressed when you were driving through. There was a lot of vacancies. Mm-hmm. But they've been renovating, and a lot of great restaurants are there. So and you see people walking around with dogs. Yeah. I mean, there is an
downtown.
absolute
That's right.
shift in the landscape and the environment of the city. Different feeling, different vibe. So, there's a resurgence there, and I just hope it continues.
I think there's a ton of potential.
Yeah. Now, with that, with the train, and we always had buses, right?
You always have buses, you have cars. People say, oh, it's going to bring in a different clientele. Really? Like they can't get in the car and come up here?
You're a train person, but
they can't get on the bus and come here.
Well, I took a bus to New Jersey once, when I was 18. Now, I was 18, and you can endure a lot when you're 18. From Scranton to Wildwood.
She's still talking about it.
I am still talking about it. How long ago was that? That was 40 years ago.
A couple of years ago.
I will never forget it because it was like the worst thing, one of the worst things I ever endured.
Yeah, I took the bus from the Port Authority up to here one time years ago, and I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So it was awful. But I just have to say, we are out of time. Thanks for tuning in to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be back next weekend, Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m.